Today on MUFC Pulse, we'll dive into some incredibly intriguing news. Sunderland are eyeing up Man United's left-back, and Casemiro has piped up about his header getting ruled out by VAR. For more on this story, check out the video. We also have some equally exciting football news coming up, so stay tuned until the end to catch it all. Welcome to MUFC Pulse. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell for more updates. Sunderland keep tabs on Man United left-back. The Black Cats are keeping a close watch on the transfer market with a keen eye on the club's future, potentially lining up a move for a Dutch defender. Sunderland are reportedly looking to secure a free transfer for Manchester United's Tyrell Malaysia, as his contract approaches its end and first-team minutes at Old Trafford remain scarce. At 26, Malaysia is a player known for his high work rate on the left flank. His pace and versatility in both defensive and attacking transitions have certainly caught the eye at the Stadium of Light. During the current campaign, he has featured in just a single match for the Manchester United senior squad, a mere 2-minute cameo. It has been a frustrating period for the player, who is now holding out for an exit. Even following Michael Carrick's appointment as manager, Malaysia has remained rooted to the bench without a single second of competitive action. After several stellar seasons with Feyenoord, he arrived in the Premier League but has struggled to cement his place. He is now eager to trade Manchester for a club that can offer regular football, which is where Sunderland have positioned themselves, hoping to land his signature for free once his deal expires. Malaysia would provide Regis Labria's project with much-needed breathing room through competitive rotation. Given the congested fixture list and the demands of international breaks, adding a player of his caliber would offer significant quality to both the defensive line and the attack. Pundits and Casemiro weigh in on disallowed goal after VAR drama. Manchester United were forced to settle for a draw on their travels to East London against 18th-placed West Ham United. The Hammers drew first blood in the 50th minute through a Thomas Souček strike. It took until the 96th minute for United to find an equaliser, with Benjamin Sesko clinical in finishing off a ball from Brian Mbeumo. The result sees United slip further adrift of third-placed Aston Villa, now trailing by 5 points following Villa's victory over Brighton. The match was not without its fair share of drama, particularly in the 63rd minute when Casemiro found the back of the net. Connecting with a cross from Kobbie Mainoo, the Brazilian's second-half equaliser briefly reignited United's hopes after falling behind. However, the goal was ultimately disallowed after referee Simon Hooper received word from the VAR room that Casemiro had strayed offside. It was a matter of margins, with Casemiro judged to be half a step ahead of the last West Ham defender before heading the ball home. The incident sparked a heated debate among media pundits regarding the accuracy and relevance of current offside laws. Factually, the VAR decision was deemed correct as Casemiro's position was indeed marginally beyond the defensive line. However, this has invited fresh criticism of the essence of the rule. Many are questioning whether a body part as small as a kneecap truly provides a striker with a tangible advantage. The frustration also lies with the nitpicking nature of VAR. Searching for errors down to the last centimeter is seen by many as damaging the aesthetics of the game and stifling the spontaneous joy that should erupt the moment a goal is scored. From a tactical perspective, analysts suggested that the disallowed goal was not a failure of finishing, but purely a matter of synchronization. Under Michael Carrick's offensive system, midfielders are instructed to make late runs into the box. In this instance, Casemiro moved 0.5 seconds too early, a tiny yet fatal margin of error that serves as a stark reminder of the risks inherent in United's aggressive tactics. The controversy also prompted comment from former Premier League official Dermot Gallagher, who offered a regulatory perspective. Gallagher maintained that under VAR protocol, the offside lines drawn by the operator are absolute, leaving no room for refereeing interpretation. For him, the procedure is crystal clear. If the system detects a player ahead of the final defender, the on-field referee is duty-bound to follow the call, as procedurally it is a black or white situation. Meanwhile, West Ham captain Jarrod Bowen acknowledged the tension felt by the players on the pitch. Bowen admitted that from his vantage point during the heat of the game, the call looked so close that the team feared the goal would stand. However, he noted that in the modern game, a celebration is merely the start of the uncertainty. Every player is now forced to hold their breath and await confirmation from the VAR studio before they can truly celebrate with relief. Gary Neville also voiced his grievances over Casemiro's disallowed effort. He suggested that football has reached a point where the joy of scoring has become a conditional celebration. While Neville conceded that the decision was technically sound, he criticized how a detail as minute as a misplaced toe can so easily nullify a team's hard work over 90 minutes. In his view, the technology has robbed the game of its emotional core and its biggest moments. Casemiro himself appeared hesitant, glancing at the linesman immediately after scoring, suggesting an instinctive awareness that he might have gone too early. When quizzed about the goal, Casemiro expressed his immense frustration at the decision. However, he felt there was no need to point the finger at the officials, as they were simply doing their jobs. He added that there was no time to blame anyone other than the team's own performance. Casemiro assessed that the team lacked a clinical edge on the day and were guilty of losing possession too cheaply on several occasions. On the touchline, Carrick responded to the situation with a level head. While unable to mask his frustration, the gaffer chose to praise his players' fighting spirit. Rather than getting bogged down in the VAR polemic, Carrick offered a deeper evaluation, highlighting the team's lack of sharpness in breaking down a resilient West Ham defense as the primary reason for their failure to take all 3 points. Barcelona proposed defender swap deal for Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford, currently enjoying a remarkably successful loan spell at Spotify Camp Nou, has become the talk of the town after a series of commanding displays in La Liga. Reports suggest that Barcelona are desperate to secure the English forward on a permanent basis, following his resurgence under the tutelage of Hansi Flick. Barcelona's desires align perfectly with the player's own ambitions. Rashford is said to have no intention of returning to Old Trafford, having settled into Spanish life seamlessly. To facilitate a permanent move to the Blaugrana, Rashford is reportedly willing to take a significant pay cut to ease the club's financial burden. However, a sticking point has emerged regarding the transfer fee. Manchester United have set a release clause of €30 million for anyone wishing to sign Rashford permanently. While that figure is considered fair for a player of his caliber, the Barcelona hierarchy are reluctant to pay the full amount in cash and are exploring every avenue to persuade United to lower their valuation. As a creative solution to circumvent these financial hurdles, Barcelona's management has begun exploring the possibility of a swap deal. The primary focus of these negotiations is to include a high-quality player as part of the package. The name most frequently mentioned as the main makeweight is their formidable defender, Ronald Araujo. Including a player of such stature highlights the club's commitment to balancing their books without compromising the overall quality of the squad. Araujo has long been regarded as one of the finest centre-backs in world football, prized for his blistering pace and physical dominance. However, recent reports indicate that his guaranteed spot in the starting 11 has come under threat. Under Hansi Flick, Araujo has reportedly endured a challenging period and has found himself rotated more frequently, leading him to consider his future. Barcelona are looking to capitalize on Araujo's situation to entice Manchester United into softening their stance on Rashford's price tag. For United, acquiring a world-class defender like Araujo could provide an instant fix for a backline that has often looked brittle. Tactically, this exchange is being viewed as a potential win-win for both parties. While United would bolster their defensive ranks significantly, Barcelona would secure the long-term future of their new talismanic forward. Beyond Araujo, Barcelona also said to have alternative options to sweeten the deal. The name of talented young midfielder Marc Casado has been mentioned as a possible inclusion in the negotiations. This underscores just how serious Barcelona are about securing Rashford's signature before his loan spell concludes. The crux of the current discussions remains how both clubs will align the market valuations of Rashford and Araujo. Should this deal come to fruition, it would stand as one of the most significant transfers of 2026, given both players were considered icons for their respective clubs before this transfer saga unfolded. Finding common ground on player valuations will be the ultimate test of diplomacy for the directors at both the Camp Nou and Old Trafford. The ball is now firmly in Manchester United's court. Will they accept a player plus cash offer, or will they hold out for a straight cash payment? Meanwhile, Rashford continues to dazzle on the pitch, as if to prove he is well worth the effort Barcelona are making to keep him, even if it means sacrificing a defensive pillar like Ronald Araujo. Ultimately, the resolution of this saga will likely define the tactical identity and competitive ambitions of both European giants for years to come. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comment your opinion.